everyone! One of the precursor quests for Midnight on patch 11.2.7 was made available for testing on the PTR, which means we are talking about the story that's coming up, the story of Midnight Alpha, so spoilers ahead. We ended Mana Forge Omega, with Xal'atath claiming a juiced up Dark Heart, the relic now containing the powers of the Void Lord Lamentius. The Locust Walker is gone, with Xal'atath promising Illyria that the little game is over, and she's going to take everything she loves when next they meet. In turn, Windrunner pledges the Oath on Karesh that she will hunt down the Harbinger and find justice for her teacher. Sometime after this, Arator calls us over because...
Champion, my Aunt Verisa has been experiencing visions from the Radiant Song. They're dire, but hazy. We hope that being near the core way can bring more clarity to them. Will you meet us on the Isle of Dorn?
For context, Verisa is more than just Arator's aunt. She and her husband Ronin are the ones who raised him. As Illyria and Trevelyan, his actual parents, they led the Sons of Lothar through the Dark Portal to stop the Horde once and for all. Despite searching for them with the Burning Crusade, Arator wouldn't be reunited with his parents until Legion. The three of them are going to have a book, which I presume takes place before this questline. And to put all of that somewhat in an in-game timeline, we have Beyond the Dark Portal at year 8, the Burning Crusade 18 years later at year 26, with another 6 years added until the reunion in Legion, year 32. And now in Midnight, we should be somewhere around year 43, so 35 years-ish after they left them behind, which is a matter of perspective, as for Trevelyan and Illyria, in that time period, thousands of years have passed, as they battled in the Twisted Nether, as they fought with the Army of the Light against the Darkness, against the Burning Legion, all that good stuff.
But couldn't you have reached out to us? To your people? To me?
Arator, not a day passed that your mother and I didn't...
Every choice we made was to keep you safe. It broke our hearts to be apart from you. Dalaran, I should have come sooner.
Verisa, youngest of the Windrunner sisters, used to live in Dalaran with her husband Ronin, their twins Xe'ra and Xal'atath, and presumably Arator. Ronin died around the start of Mist of Pandaria, year 30, during the bombing of Faramore events, and Dalaran was destroyed at the start of the War Within, at year 42, so it's been around 12 years since they took her Ronin. We have spent time honoring Dalaran and the Fallen, a moment that Verisa was not part of. Now the Radiant Song has been singing to her, the visions come and go, but they're vague. It's her hope that being closer to the Coreway and Azeroth might give more clarity.
Even this close to the Coreway, I cannot trigger my visions on command. So, while we wait, we've come here to pay our respects. Mine are long overdue. Ronin gave me this locket on our first anniversary. It seemed an apt offering for the home where we raised our family.
He loved you with all of his heart.
As he did you, Arator. Come, that cliff to the north looks like a good place.
This seems a fitting place to honor her late husband Ronin, Verisa says. She is long overdue in saying goodbye to her dear Ronin, which they have already done once, 12 years ago after the bombing of Faramore, as described in Tides of War. Either way, she is here to honor Dalaran, say goodbye to Ronin, and get some clarity on those visions.
This will do nicely. Ronin.
Verisa!
Arator? Where are you? No! The screams! The horror! Stop! It's too much! I cannot bear to see this! Stop! Stop!
Talk to us!
Most of us have seen the upcoming cinematic for Midnight, but in-game, they're still unaware of what Xal'atath is planning. She has set her sights on the Sunwell, with the vision showing characters like Lofrexion, but also Romaf and Umbric beaming each other. In essence, this is a vision to show that the Void is coming for the high home of the elves. Worries for later, as right now, darkness unleashes all around us. The Twilight Blade has come for the Windrunners.
Devout of the Twilight's Blade, kill the Windrunners!
The Twilight's Blade. They must be the threat from my aunt's vision. These cultists resemble the Twilight's Hammer. Looks like they found a new doomsday to chase. Given their name, I think it's obvious that these fanatics now serve Xal'atath.
The Twilight Hammer clan has its roots with Cho'Gall and the Horde, but would soon enough be known as a cult. All about the old gods, the void, the end of days, embrace the darkness and the end times. In summary, that's what they're about, and the Twilight Blade is extremely similar. Yet, they use Xal'atath's dagger as their symbol, hence the name change, hence their blade, whereas we used to know the Twilight Hammer.
If these Twilight fools cannot defeat you, then I will!
You can try, but I don't like your odds.
The Void will claim this world.
Not if we stop it. Despite her hesitance to discuss it, my mother is Azeroth's foremost expert with the Void. She has yet to return from Karesh, so we will have to seek her out.
My visions are still difficult to parse, but it's clear that they are a warning. Xal'atath intends to lay siege to Azeroth.
We must tell my mother. No one has more experience fighting Xal'atath than she does.
That is precisely why she will not return. Illyria prefers to chase her quarry to the ends of existence.
And if Silvermoon comes under attack?
Then she would have even more reason to stay away. Her link to the Void makes her a danger to the Sunwell.
Then, what about Sylvanas?
Though few agree with me, I believe Sylvanas would do everything in her power to defend our home. But she has been condemned to the Maw until her penance is complete.
I can't just stand idle and wait for Xal'atath to strike. I have to at least speak with my mother.
I know, Erator. I will wait for you in Dornegal. We can journey to Silvermoon after you find Illyria.
Thank you, Aunt Verisa. I'll return as soon as I can.
That may be sooner than you like, but I do hope you succeed.
Arator thought ahead and figured they might need the assistance of his mother. So Uncle Khadgar, close friend to the family, has given him a portal scroll to go directly to Karesh. And that's where Illyria was last heard to be out hunting. We ask around a bit, and eventually send over to ask her colleague, Umbric. The Magister and the rest of the Void Elves, they are exiled from Silvermoon. Just like Illyria, now that I think about it. As their dabblings with the Voids, it would threaten the Sunwell. Despite that, the first mention of Silvermoon being in danger, it is Umbric and the Rendorai ready to stand in his defense.
I will gather my people and return to Azeroth. We'll be there to help, Erator.
Thank you, Umbric. With both you and my mother, Silvermoon will surely be safeguarded.
Sending us off with Illyria's last known location, hard at work at hunting down Xal'atath's new Shadow Guard lieutenants in the hope of getting some information from him.
Now I've got... Erator! What are you doing here?
Looking for you!
Is this true? Verisa had a vision of Azeroth being attacked?
Yes. The vision wasn't quite clear, but she said some of the buildings resembled Silvermoon. If Quel'Thalas is in danger, it is our family's responsibility to defend it.
Erator, I'm exiled from Silvermoon. My mere presence would place the Sunwell in danger. This is where I need to be. Hunting Xal'atath's lieutenants and tearing her secrets from their minds.
The trap we disturbed was set for Shadowlord Vajin, who's been getting orders from Solhadar, the same Nexus King Solhadar we took on and defeated within Mana Forge Omega.
Another king falls. You should be glad I know a loyal, tractable servant when I see one.
Xal'atath! No!
Desiferio sided with the Mencius way back when, during their devouring war on Karesh. But the details have not been revealed, he just kinda showed up again. Did he serve the Mencius willingly? Was he manipulated? Why did he sell out his people? Was this part of his nature, of his character? And what kind of servant is he going to be to the Harbinger? Is he going to find a path of redemption? Is he going to be able to stand up against her? Time will reveal. As for now, we just deal with their Shadow Lords. Imprison them within a cage kindly provided by Venari. After we help her out, we bring her some stolen Kareshi relics.
What's so important here that you can't return to Azeroth? Even Umbric has recalled the Riftwalkers.
All the more reason for me to remain. After Locust Walker, few can hunt the prey I'm after, and fewer still can extract their knowledge. It has to be me.
If you won't help, I'll ask Sylvanas.
Absolutely not. You'd risk your soul in the maw only to have her refuse.
Verisa thinks she'd return to defend Silvermoon.
Verisa? Always saw the best in her, even when it was brutally clear what our sister had become. Quiet. Here he comes.
Be on the lookout. Our mistress has informed me Illyria's son has come to Karesh. Kill them on sight. I am off to the ruins above Shandora. Soon we will strike the Void Elves and be done with them.
You'll have to weaken Vasheen for the tag to work. Try not to kill him.
Don't worry. I'm perfectly capable of holding back when needed.
Come to surrender, child.
I was just about to ask you the same. Get the tag on him and let's get out of here.
This isn't over!
I'll see you back down there.
You think your mastery over the Void surpasses mine?
Not the first time that we've seen Illyria use her powers to infiltrate someone's mind and get some answers. But last time, it was to track down her sister Sylvanas, interrogating an innocent orc refugee, while her husband held them down with the lights.
Champion, place the foci. They should limit Vasheen's power.
Fools! What do you hope to accomplish against me?
He's stronger than I thought. Champion, come lend me your power. Where is Xal'atath? Where is her army?
I am the master here. You are nothing, elf.
I see it in your mind. The devouring host, lurking in the void. Whatever they call themselves, they can't hide from me.
Enough interference from you, fleshling.
Watch out!
How disappointing. Let's see how your offspring fares.
Eritor! No!
Champion, help me turn his power back against him!
Your son will die quickly, Illyria.
We're almost there! Keep pushing!
You can't!
I will kill you! Xal'atath will take nothing more from me!
You have no idea.
Did you get the information you needed?
I got enough.
I see you put my materials to good use.
Xal'atath's army has been revealed, the devouring host. And at the same time, we see what happens when the Void set its sights on Illyria's loved ones. Her road into the Void, stepping through the Dark Portal, 1,000 years of war, all of it for the sake of those that she cared about. Azeroth, Trevelyan, Arator, Khadgar, Anduin, and the Locust Walker, all so dear to her, with Xal'atath pushing her ever further. Devouring Khadgar, devouring the Locust Walker, Illyria will do whatever it takes to keep her loved ones safe. But that is something which could be exploited.
Silvermoon needs the Windrunner sisters. If you won't come back, then I have to seek out Sylvanas.
Arator, I know I can't stop you. Just don't lose yourself in the maw. I swear, Arator. Sometimes you're as stubborn as your father.
And as rebellious as you.
Oh, so this is payback then? For all the times I disobeyed my own mother.
I wish I could have known her.
She was stern, but loving. She too wanted me to remain in Quel'Thalas, to defend its borders, as was our family's duty. But I wanted to leave the kingdom, so I did. And by the time I came home, Sylvanas took up the mantle of Ranger General after our mother died. And we all know how that turned out. If I had stayed,
You couldn't have known any of those things would happen.
Perhaps not. But they did happen. And they can't be undone. That holds true for my choices, and even more so for Sylvanas. Remember that when you go to see her.
Illyria, being the oldest Windrunner sister, was trained to replace their mother, Lyrissa Windrunner, as Ranger General Silvermoon. But this was not the path that she felt meant for her, not to mention that Sylvanas, the middle sister, was clearly more skilled and the better choice. As Illyria went through the Dark Portal and then battled with the Army of the Light for thousands of years, time on Azeroth kept on turning. Sylvanas sacrificed it all to try and keep the land safe, falling at the hands of Arthas and then brought back as a Banshee. It would take a bit much to go into everything that Sylvanas has done as the Banshee Queen, but ultimately she ended up in the Maw as punishment for her crimes.
Every soul lost in its depths, betrayed or condemned, you shall find and send forth to the Arbiter, to be judged with the compassion all souls deserve. You will toil there, under Doratha's watchful eye, scouring every darkened reach, until the final soul is free, and you are all that remains. This is how you shall bring renewal to your victims and my people.
However long it takes, it shall be done.
Warcroft's version of Hell, which Arator now wants to visit. And surprisingly, Vanadi explains that it can be done. There's enough spare energy in Tazavesh, the veiled market the brokers use to travel around with. That's why we've seen it in the Shadowlands before, and now how it ended up on Karesh. Its powers can traverse the veil, and it can be used to power a portal to the Maw for a short time. However, being able to do a thing and it being smart to do are two entirely different things. But she knows that we'll find a way to get Arator into the Maw anyways, no matter what she says, so she might as well help. This could potentially be deadly for Arator, as he is no special Maw Walker like we are.
Step over there and activate the gateway. It once allowed for passage between the Shadowlands and the realms of the living. It can do so again. The gateway will allow you to travel back and forth, but I suggest you not linger in the Maw.
This place... Nothing could have prepared me to see this.
Looking around, it immediately stands out that the Void has also managed to make its way into the Maw. And I wasn't able to entirely figure out how they managed to do that. Arator says that the forces of the Void slipped through the gateway. The devouring host must have somehow followed us here. But when And how exactly? We made that portal in a public area, surrounded by people, and then we immediately jumped through it. Whereas the devouring host, they must have been here for a while, as they've been messing with the Maw-spawn, they set up void gateways, and they're an established problem we've got to deal with. But how is it possible that they got here before us? Did we actually make that dangerous portal into Warcraft's hell? And then went for a break, a cup of tea with Venari. But then he says,
I don't know how the devouring host got into the Maw, or what they want, but I know we can't let them stay here.
Later on, we're asked if we want to apologize for the mess that we dragged with us, and that we can help clean up the mess that we've made. So it's most definitely described as our fault, us jumping into this domain. That is what allowed the devouring host in as well. Did opening up the portal weaken the rifts and let them make their own portal? That would fix not having his army go into Tazavesh, but still for the timeline, it would be a little bit difficult. Regardless of how they got here, they are a problem that we need to fix. They're snatching up souls left and right to drown them in void magics. Arator hands over his holy symbol to drive away the shadows. But as it turns out, his light is equally ill-suited to save them from this place. They describe it as fresh torment, no hope. The void devours, yet the light it burns.
That sound. Do you hear it too?
Steady travel.
I can't shake the feeling we should follow that sound. Someone moved these baskets recently. Let's keep going. Dead. And this lingering magic. There's no mistaking it. She must be close. Sylvanas!
Lyrith? No. Arator, what are you doing here?
Lyrith is the youngest brother of the Windrunner sisters, but he died to the Horde invading their lands. A big part as to why Sylvanas allied with the jailer, and not surprising that her mind would be on him while playing her instruments.
When I last saw you, that sword would have been too heavy for you to lift.
It stayed that way for a time. Lorthamar was a harsh taskmaster, but his training regimen paid off. Now I use that strength to protect our world. I've come to ask you to do the same, as the Ranger General you once were.
A man grown, but still a child at heart. This is no place for such sentiment, Arator. But neither is it a place for the Void. Let's put Lorthamar's vaunted training to the test. It was foolish of you to come here. But now that you have, you can assist with ending this incursion.
And she's off. Just like Mother.
The Void has taken up a defensive position within the Tremaculum. No doubt they intend to expand their presence and shore up their defenses now that they've managed to get a foothold. All the better. It seems they will all be gathered in one place for us to take them out. They've already managed to set up more rifts to pull in reinforcements, so we make sure to deal with the source as well, by closing those rifts.
Struggling to keep pace, Arator?
Please, this is merely a brisk workout. Is this a bad time to mention that I'm not terribly fond of heights? How's this for keeping pace?
Kill it, and their reinforcements will cease. It is done.
Good. Sylvanas, we need to...
Not here. Come. It's time for you to leave, Arator.
I'm not going anywhere until we've had a chance to talk.
Being in the Maw is not for everyone, as Arator's soul is fraying. The connection between body and soul is dwindling. The Maw shall not suffer the presence of the living. But he's not ready to leave, and Sylvanas still has work to do.
If you insist on staying here, I'll put you to work.
Steady.
I expected the Maw to be alien, unknowable. But these structures are...
Familiar. I agree. I have seen past the veil of true death, Arator. There is more to the Shadowlands than it seems.
Why are you doing this, Sylvanas?
Isn't it obvious? This is my penance. But more than that, it is my purpose.
From what I've been told, half of the souls here would rather slay you than be granted peace.
You misunderstand. I do not grant them peace. I merely offer them a way forward. An offer which you have delayed me from making for long enough. Let's get to work, nephew.
Ferrying souls beyond the boundary of the Maw is no easy task. This is not a place from whence souls are meant to ascend. But she figured out ways to ensure the relative safety of the souls that she retrieves, though she will require materials which we get to fetch. Reeds that grow in the silt of the Gorgoa River, soul threads from the cloaks of the wandering specters, the hide of a soul eater, and 100 maw-red teeth. We also get a small glimpse of what her penance has been like down in the Maw, as we deal with 4 souls that have fallen in without proper judgments. There's a stalwart soul.
The war chief leads us to victory! For the Horde!
Rest, brave warrior. The Horde stands. It will never fall.
Then, it's over. Thank the Earth Mother.
I never took you for such a loyalist.
I told him what he needed to hear.
The Horde is nothing!
The soul of a Tauren slain in service to its war chief, which doesn't massively narrow her down, but considering the souls seem to be connected to Sylvanas, I'd imagine it was during her reign as war chief. Then a plague soul, which says, monster, traitor, she damned us all.
It's killing her own troops.
Destroy them!
Sylvanas, look out!
Hold. Let them quell their rage. Come. There is more to do.
A betrayed soul.
Has the Banshee Queen come to finish what she started? You had me executed. You twisted Derek's mind.
This one is quite a callback, but I assume that this is Tide Sage Zelling from back in Battle for Azeroth, who was resurrected during the Horde War campaign. They also resurrected Derek Proudmoore, brother to Jaina Proudmoore, with the intention of filling him with like a weapon and sending him back to Khal to do some damage. But to Bane, this was going too far. This was dishonorable. They had to take action. So together with us and Zelling, we liberated Derek. We brought him back to Jaina, and Sylvanas found out about this.
I could not stand by and permit such depravity to unfold.
Thank you for your honesty.
Banshee! I would rather suffer for eternity than have you grant me peace.
If that is what you wish, come, Arator. We still have more to do.
And finally, a smoldering soul, which says, save the children, tell Drasil burns. Mother Moon, I hear you, please, save us from this torment.
I hope your goddess awaits you beyond the Maw.
I don't know how to put it, Arator says, but seeing Sylvanas like this, in a way, it's how I always imagined her. I know this is meant to be penance, and it's certainly not easy, but she seems at peace like this. Sylvanas then shows us the ritual ascending, a cutscene I can't wait to hear voice acted, as Lament of the Highborn is some of the best music Warcraft has to offer.
Sylvanas, that was...
Enough. You wish to talk, so talk. Why have you come here?
Sylvanas, Azeroth is in danger. The people of Quel'Thalas need the Windrunners. They need you.
And the people of Teldrassil? How would they feel about my return?
You've done terrible things. I won't deny that. But what good is penance if it leads to more harm? I've seen what you do for the souls who are trapped here. I could vouch for you, help convince...
Your fellow paladins may call you the Redeemer, but I do not seek redemption. I have worn many titles myself. Ranger General, Dark Lady, Banshee Queen, War Chief. I set them all aside when I descended into the Maw. My place, my duty, is here. Not among the living. You say Quel'Thalas needs a Windrunner. So go, Eretor. Be a Windrunner.
Sylvanas. Very well. I think I understand.
Thank you for tempering my nephew's exuberance. He's skilled, but tends to rush into danger. It runs in the family. Eretor is correct about one thing. I am a Windrunner. And I have not forgotten where I came from. But as I told him, now is not the time for me to return to the world of the living.
Eretor's mindsets, when it comes to the Windrunner family, it seems to be focused on the time that they were still a unity, before their fracturing and all the stories that followed, to which Sylvanas calls him a naive fool. But he is family. To him, the Windrunners belong to be there in the defense of Silvermoon and Quel'Thalas. But while the others, they look at their full history. Illyria wasn't home for a very long time, only to then return as a being of the void, accidentally unleashing it upon the Sunwell and putting all of them in danger. And she's now exiled. Verisa moved away with Ronin into Dalaran and played a big part in the purge of Dalaran after the bombing of Faramore, aligning herself more with the High Elves over the Blood Elves. And Sylvanas, the Ranger General, died a long time ago, with the Banshee Queen calling the Undercity her home. Eretor has a certain vision when it comes to the Windrunners, and they themselves correct him and then tell him, like, okay, this is the entire thing that happened, right? Like, this is where we are now. A naivety, a hopeful look at the Windrunner family compared to the grounded more reality. I've heard many opinions on a potential eventual return of Sylvanas in the story, which might need a video on its own. Personally, it will very much depend on how they're going to go about it, similar to how they brought an Illidan back into the storyline. But for now, we don't see any major changes. Eretor is going to have to represent the Windrunners in their stats, with leaving the Shadowlands finally has him breathing again. He can scarcely believe that we are able to traverse that place for extended periods of time, and here he thought Uncle Khadgar was exaggerating in all his grand tales of our adventures. That's right, Khadgar's been bragging about us.
I take it you spoke to her?
And she refused, just as you said she would.
Of course she did. Sylvanas is...
She's a bit like you, to be honest.
Excuse me?
Sorry, I didn't mean... I know that for a long time you feared that you would become like her. Led astray by a dark force that eclipsed you, becoming less and less yourself. But Mother, what I saw in her today, she's a Windrunner, the same as you. Driven by a sense of sacrifice and duty, enduring personal hardship for the sake of those you wish to protect, and refusing to follow anyone's path but your own. I think you're more alike than you realize.
You always see the best in people, Eretor. Verisa truly was the one to raise you. I will have to thank her for that.
I'll pass it along to her for you.
Take care, my precious Eretor. Guard Silvermoon well, as a Windrunner.
We get a movie when we talk to Verisa. The camera pans up from Eretor and Verisa, fading back into the space of Karesh. While tracking a video through her rifts, Illyria encounters Xal'atath from afar. Xal'atath brandishes the Dark Heart, beginning the process of conjuring the Void Storm over Silvermoon.
So, you've seen them both then. I'm sorry you couldn't sway them.
I may never fully understand why my mother or Sylvanas choose to walk alone, but I can respect their decisions. I can't imagine what each of them has gone through. My own life has been tranquil by comparison.
As was Illyria's wish. That you enjoyed the halcyon youth that we never could.
A wish you granted 1,000 times over. She wanted to thank you for that.
Yes, well, perhaps one day she'll thank me in person. Now come, Arator. Quel'Thalas awaits.
Arator might have failed in bringing together the Windrunner sisters, but hopefully learned more about his family dynamic, and they in turn learn more about themselves through his eyes. We've got a setup for the Twilight Blade, the Devouring Host, Xal'atath coming for Azeroth and the Sunwell. Now there is one part of this questline that I haven't spoken about yet, as I'm gonna make that in a separate video. It has to do with the nature of the Shadowlands. Some tinkering being done to fix some of the story that they brought in, but that is gonna be for next time. For now, you're up to speed on part of the intro campaign going into midnight. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. By all means, let me know how you're feeling on a potential return of Sylvanas. And until next time, see ya!